So this is a best of 5 set between Big D, who's playing Ice Climbers, and SNR, who is playing ZSS. I'm pretty familiar in this matchup, so I thought I would, you know, give my insight on it. I'm, of course, not a top player, but I can still talk as I know a lot of the intricacies of this matchup, even if I'm not quite the best. So here it's lagging a bit, but as you can see, ZSS versus Ice Climbers, he's gotten a side B, which honestly, Ice Climber side B is the best side B in the game. Still having trouble. I think this is in the original video. I don't know. It might just be a problem with my phone. So grabs aren't that good. They can be used because ZSS throws are incredibly fast and lagless. And I think a lot of them have hitboxes. They honestly don't look like it, but they do. So like there he was using ice walling or ice bricking, where you launch out neutral B and then you launch out down B to launch all of your neutral Bs back. And it's just a very oppressive tool that allows you to defend yourself while putting offensive pressure with neutral B. They're using Zaire a lot, so they're doing pretty well in this matchup. SNR. Zaire beats out a lot of Ice Climbers options, although it's hard to hit low, and even if you do, you're not getting too much off of it. But you don't need too much because you can kind of evade Ice Climbers if you're winning. In that scenario, you have to do a frame 1 roll after 11 hits on shield. So basically, if you have one ice wall or down B, one blizzard from one of the Ice Climbers is 9 hits. And if you then get hit by 2 hits of the next ice wall, or the next blizzard from the Ice Climbers, you can then roll out of it with frame 1, no shield stun, and that's what he should have done there. It would have avoided all potential follow-ups. Now, Sopo is not very good versus ZSS. It's pretty bad. She can move so quickly, and she doesn't have a lot of end lag. Sopo can still kill, but in this scenario, he just kind of wants to get ZSS to around 40%. That's when you can start doing that's when like the juggles start to get very good off of up tilt and down throw. You can also do some damage with side B into up air still works, so you can get a juggle off of that. So he got him to around 50%, but which is better, honestly, because the more percent, it's just free percent. That's good for tech chasing. If he didn't have the room, usually if you're against the wall when that scenario happens. Oh yeah, there's the cut that I had to do. It's still around the same place, but usually if you're closer to the edge when you get sent into tumble there, the ice block also hits roll back, and you can cover roll in with nano forward smash and tech and miss tech and tech in place with popo forward smash. Ice walling at ledge, that down B, alternating down B technique, works really well. It just covers all the options except for jump. Sometimes even jump doesn't work, and you can always just hit them at ledge with down tilt or forward smash. Down throw into up air. He wasn't able to get another combo off of that, and there's really not much you can do there. Big D actually doesn't use Ice Climber's strongest tech, CCJ. I think he should, because CCJ into forward throw fair spike is really, really good. But he doesn't, so he doesn't know how to do it. So no other combos there. He does know how to do soy milk desync, shield stun desync, and squall desync very well. So he's using back air. Back air is neutral on shield, so if you hit them, you'll be put into the same amount of end lag that with back air. If you hit them with back air and there's 2 Ice Climbers, you'll be in the same amount of end lag that they are. The only problem is they have to actually get out of shield, so they have to jump, do an up special or an up smash, or they have to drop shield, which is 11 frames, meaning you win. So there, Big D just caught ZSS after her flip kick, so Nana doesn't actually DI at all when you catch her by herself, so ZSS can grab Nana and do back throw flip kick 100% of the time. It's kind of broken, but she is putting on quite a bit of end lag, so he was able to snag out that up air. So this is a best of 5 with Dave's stupid rule in effect. and you only get one ban. So Big D probably banned Battlefield, because Battlefield is very good for ZSS, at least, and not very good for ice climbers. So he went to the other stage, this one, the other tripod stage that they had legal. So here it's kind of just difficult for ice climbers to beat ZSS. They get some early kills. Like, fun fact, this stage has the closest bottom blast zone. So instead of forward air into fair spike killing at its usual 60%, it's going to kill at like 50, low 50s, high 40s with ZSS. And that's pretty cool. And the wall can't help you either with that one. So that up B, it's pretty good, especially when you only have one ice climber. When you have two, you can SDI out of it. It's just very difficult. Same thing with up smash, honestly, in this matchup. Up smash, you can SDI out of it if you have both ice climbers, because you get double hit lag, so you can SDI twice as much, roughly. I don't know if it's exactly twice as much, but you can SDI a lot more. So if you're ready, you can really get out. Just not allow them to do either of those multi-hit kill moves. And also, if they miss one of them, then you can hard punish. Here, he accidentally falls to the platform with Nana and can't get any follow-ups. He tried to do down throw into Blizzard, which is a pretty good option, but wasn't able to get much. Up tilt up air also works on this stage, whereas probably no, because it has one of the lowest ceilings. I think it does have, it's tied for the lowest ceiling, and it has not the lowest sides, but very low sides, very close sides to the sideways one. And that Zaire there, just Nana doesn't know how to do anything about it, really. And the Zaire, like I said, it beats out everything. You kind of just have to shield and wait. If the ZSS makes a mistake, you can punish very hard. Reading flip kicks is not always necessary, but it is useful if you do find out that they have flip kick have it. Oh, yeah, there. With side B, you actually have to SDI out and up if you don't want to get up tilted. So at lower percents, up air isn't true. So just SDI out and up. And in general, hold out and up with side B, unless you don't want to go off stage. But, I mean, still, it'll make it harder to combo off of side B. You can also, if with certain characters, SDI down. And if they try to do the little hop at the end with the side B, that allows them to actually combo off of stuff in most cases, then you'll actually just fall out at lower percents if you're a fast faller and you're smaller. The largest character I've seen it work on is Joker, but Joker is like a big fast faller, so ZSS might not be, because she doesn't really duck underneath things in the same way that Joker does. That up smash, even though I said it's not very good in this matchup, that's just compared to the other matchups. It's still quite an insane move. So ZSS has no out of shield against ice climbers. Their worst moves, the worst move that they're going to use, because they're not going to use down air. Down air you can definitely punish, is up air. Up air can cross up, and it's not that good. But the other moves, like I said, their worst one is back air, which leaves you neutral. And Nair is +2, which means you have no hope of punishing it, no matter what character you are. And forward air is +3, which means that you can actually jab, and it will come out if you do a fair and then you jab is frame 4 and you're +3, so it's almost a true combo, only one frame missing. So that's like crazy. It's impossible to do anything with that. Here we have Smashville, so he probably banned either FD or some other, or he didn't ban Pokemon Stadium because Big D already ran on that, so he can't go there. He probably banned FD or something else like that Ice Climbers are good on. This is Ice Climber's best stage, though. He should have banned this one. Even though it's not that bad for ZSS, yeah, it's just better for Ice Climbers. So the fact that it's so small and that little platform underneath, you can just ice brick underneath it. And you cover the whole stage and keep yourself safe. It doesn't work as well with ZSS because she has such crazy air movement. Yeah. Here we're not looking off to a good start. So Big D is at 100, Sopo versus 60. And this is possible 100%, but his moves no longer do ridiculous amounts of damage. I mean, except for forward air. Forward air still does 15. That's a lot. And ZSS is just still very good against Sopo because she's got crazy disjoints. Her disadvantage is super bad. You can edge guard, but I mean, ZSS actually has quite a hard time edge guarding Sopo. Well, not a hard time because it's Sopo, but comparatively, that flip kick was really, 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 really telegraphed. Don't do that. It's just something that whenever I play in ZSS, I just automatically go for that read, that flip kick read. It's very bad. It can be used as an option off ledge. It's just don't do it in a lot of cases because it's so telegraphed. So now Big D's down, but it's not really that bad. All he has to do is get one kill here. Ice Climbers are not bad at getting kills. They're not amazing at it because they're so slow and they're so easy to keep out that getting those kills is difficult. But they have a ridiculous ability to get kills. So here he's just spacing some back airs and some fairs. Not bad options. Still not better than Zaire camping, but in advantage state you probably want to use more aerials. I'm not super confident on the ZSS side, but yeah, Zaire neutral. Aerials in advantage is generally the play to go. And you also just want to constantly be jumping as ZSS. You can play in this matchup, it's two ways versus ZSS. This is basically with every character. You can either anti-air or you can shield. And Ice Climbers are good at both. However, ZSS is so fast that the Ice Climbers' broken anti-air tools are not as good. So the one thing that's keeping Ice Climbers' aerials in check is the fact they're attached to Ice Climbers, a character that is incredibly slow both on the ground and in the air. That's a nice combo right there. That's quite difficult. Dash in up tilt with Nana. You have to go right at the edge of the range, and usually it just ends up doing a dash attack. Very difficult. But as you can see, now Big D is winning, and he's got 60% on him, or 70%. Sopo, you go for the down throw up air, and the next part isn't true. Usually you would go for a falling nair or a side B or some sort of read on what they're doing, but ZSS can flip kick, so I would have gone for that read too, honestly. There, you're just dead. There's no real reason to try to mash out of that one. You're probably going to be dead anyways in Sopo. But if you play, it seems Big D's playing more shielding because like the more shielding way where you try to anti-air and do others instead of the anti-airing. You can anti-air obviously, but it's better in general for you to do a shield style against ZSS just because she can move so much around your lack of air mobility that it's just not good enough. Up air does work, but it doesn't work as well as it should. So shielding is a lot of times better, and their out of shield options are not bad. Up smash is pretty good. Back air is okay. Like jump squall is decent because I mean it's squall. Squall is broken. So and also you have the Ice Climber shield, which is one of the best shields in the game, honestly, because you can do desyncs off of it with shield stun desyncs. With Big D is actually really good at shield stun desyncs, far better than I am. There he took the game. Like I said, he shouldn't have let him go to this stage. Probably would have been better for him to go to like FD or whatever stage Big D wanted to go to. That wasn't this one. This is by far their best stage. So, but the shield type of style, the slow way, it's not something that most ZSSs are willing to do because it's difficult to play ZSS that well for that long. A lot of times it's better to just rush down. Ice Climbers are difficult to play when you're in an advantage state, but in neutral, not really. The hardest thing you'll do in neutral is Ice Brick, and that is legitimately difficult to do. But until you get to their advantage state or disadvantage state, it's really simple. Just kind of side B, falling fairs, falling nairs, falling back airs, random short hop and full hop up airs, shielding, waiting, controlling where Nana is, and waiting for your opponent to slip up. So here's Pokemon Stadium. The reason why we're playing here, even though Big D won the first game, is because this is actually I think it's, what is it, SNR's counter pick. So he's able to do it because he hasn't won on this stage. And he did pretty well the first game. He obviously lost, but he was doing a lot better than on Smashville. So this is probably more comfortable for him. I mean, it's obviously a stage that Big D is familiar with. Everyone is familiar with it. So this stage isn't bad for ice climbers, but it isn't really necessarily good. It's a little too large. Like I said, Smashville is their best stage, and it is the smallest stage that we have. So in competitive play, so this is a very good stage pick. Not a very good stage pick. I wouldn't say that, but it's just a good stage pick. So there he accidentally did a Squall desync where he did an up air with Nana and a back air with Popo. He didn't have enough hit stun off of Nana's up air because he didn't get the extra damage with Popo's up air, so he couldn't really combo off of it. And also back air. No, actually back air has the same total time as up air, so that's the only reason why I wasn't able to combo off of that like he usually would, or even pressure really. That's just unfortunate. Sometimes you got to do some weird things with ice climbers. So there's a Squall desync if you haven't noticed it before. He does side B, and then he does an option with Popo. In that case, it was Shield. And then he does an option with Nana, and in that case, it was Blizzard. That's the most common one. You'll also see off of a true combo, if you don't SDI like a madman outwards and up, you can combo up Nana up tilt into Popo is either ducking or he's shielding or whatever, and then he jumps out and you do footstool combos, or you do an up tilt into an up tilt if it's a super heavy character. Or you just hit them with the end of the move. It's like there's a lot of things you can do. This character is very expressive, and although Big D, it doesn't like the complicated stuff. He wants to go for consistent damage. One thing about ZSS in this matchup is her get up attack is actually really far, and her roll is also pretty far. So like it's hard to cover roll, get up attack, and neutral get up like you would with most characters, because her get up attack goes really far. So there is a position where you can cover roll and and be out of range of get up attack, but it's very specific and not always consistent to line yourself up to in a pinch. So it's kind of hard to do ledge trap ZSS. Not to mention she has flip kick, but I mean flip kick can get very, very telegraphed. So forward air is also pretty good in this matchup. It tends to like break on one of the ice climbers because it's a broken move. So actually, let me talk about this one first. That up smash was pretty good. If you did an air dodge or mashed an aerial or zared, the down B would have hit her, and he didn't really suffer anything from it. It's just good recognizing the situation that Nana wasn't doing anything, and they did a B reverse down B to cover options. But like I was saying with forward air is a broken move, so a lot of the times it breaks, especially when you get to higher percents. So if you forward air both ice climbers, chances are one of them is going to fall out of it, and then you have the ice climber separated. Sometimes it's not as good. Like if Popo falls out of it, it's not great. Oh, that is very good up B, unexpected. But if Popo falls out of it, he might punish you. But honestly, Popo's so slow, and ZSS just has so much drift. There's a good chance that you're not going to get punished by it, just all the factors. So here's Game 5 on Pokemon Stadium. I don't think that Big D should be able to go here, but they might have just gentlemaned to it. So yeah, I remember the commentators did say that Dave's stupid rule is where you can't go back to a stage that you won on, and he did win on the stage in Game 2. So there he tried to do an air flip kick. It's kind of weird on ice climbers because they have double hit lag, so timing is difficult. So there, Big D just kind of choked. He should have done like a forward air or at least an up air to get the percent. Like forward air would probably be the best one, because even if you do up air, that's not as much as one forward air. Forward air does like I said, it does 15% on each ice climber, so that's 30%, and it's a +3 move on shield, and it's not even that slow, and it's got disjoint. It's like honestly an insane move. Once again, held back by the fact that it's on ice climbers, a character with such bad stats, and literally the worst grab in the game. The worst grab in the game when it comes to not considering follow-ups. There might be a grab that's worse than it. If you consider follow-ups, because well, ice climbers can 0 to death you off of their grab, but they have a very slow grab and the smallest range in the entire game. So you have to be very particular with a lot of your combos and a lot of your shield pressure situations, because if they drop shield, you can run through them easier during Blizzard, and you will just miss it. So you have to be very particular if you want to cover options, more than one option with grab, and it's really hard. It's also not very good out of shield option. It is an out of shield option, but it's standing grab out of shield is frame 10 if I'm not mistaken, and that is a lot of time. So there he does backdoor flip kick, that's guaranteed. He was just a little bit too far away for forward smash to work as a punish off of that. He did manage to save Nana, but Nana has about I'd say almost 20%. She definitely has 20%, but she might have almost 30% on her at this point. So yeah, that helped a little bit. They're probably at around the same percent. But there he punished the forward throw on the tether grab. That's really hard. It's one of the better things, because if you grab Popo, Nana's a lot of times out of range for inputs. Her input range is just away, so she can't really do anything. Now they're separated. She should have charged the down smash in the other direction. Nana will run through you, so you can wait for her to run through you and release the down smash. It's just more consistent. And he could have paralyzed Nana and ran over to Popo and tried to get an advantage day off of that. Or he could have just forward tilted Nana away and tried to keep pressuring Popo. Honestly, ZSS has that hard time dealing with Nana when she's on the ground. When she's in the air, it's easy pickings, but and once again, comparatively, Nana's really dumb, but comparatively to a lot of other characters that do well against ice climbers, she just doesn't. So that's basically a true combo. That tech chase there is really, really hard to get out of. Definitely are characters that you can't get consistently. Big D waits for the up tilt to finish because he knows that SNR is a pro player and will tech a footstool. So there's no real good combos off of that. Their best combo is going to be up air, maybe forward air, but forward air wouldn't kill at this percent, so up air does more. And he wants both ice climbers to do the up air, so that way he can get all the damage. So he waits until Nana's done with her animation. He could also try to up smash, but that's not a 100% consistent. If they SDI up like a madman, they can sometimes avoid the up B. That was also a very telegraphed down B, but it was far better than the other one that I pointed out earlier on Smashville. And once again, Zaire. Side B is also insane because you can punish it. You can't really punish it out of shield as ice climbers. There's really just, if they horribly misspace it, then you can like grab or up smash maybe. There's just not a lot of ways that you can punish that move out of shield. You might be able to jump squall for some of it, but if it's spaced, it's 100% safe, and there's nothing you can do about that. Zaire, and like I said, Zaire, forward air, pretty good moves. And he just reads the Zaire, and it has such low active frames, he's able to do that. So that's the entire set. Goodbye.